7 habits of the highly intuitive and important practices for spiritual coaches. This is what I'm sharing with you as we wrap up 12 days of spiritual coaching. Welcome to 12 days of spiritual coaching. Today is day 12. I'm so excited to have shown up here every single day for the past 12 days that corresponded to the 12 days of Christmas, and sharing with you all these different pieces and aspects of spiritual coaching. Having built and grown my own business as a spiritual coach and then a spiritual business coach for the past 14 years, and trained and coached and certified and taught so many over the past decade. I had to write an article quite a few years ago now called 7 Habits of the Highly Intuitive. That's what I called it. My article's been around in different places. It's published in my first book. And I want to share this with you because what is just as important, hello, it's so good to see you. Thank you for the hearts and love. What is just as important as spiritual coaches helping everyone else, and we've spent days talking about this. Put hashtag 12 days of spiritual coaching in the Facebook search bar up on the left-hand side, and you can pull up all the different teachings and trainings I've done over the past 12 days. What's just as important as all the other people we are helping as spiritual coaches is our own rituals and practices, and practicing and mastering our craft, and how we take care of ourselves while we take care of everyone else. One of the things that I always teach you and that I take a hard, solid stand for is that your business takes care of you while you take care of everyone else. It's profitable and sustainable, and my business model supports that. At the same time, there's a lot that's going on energetically. There's a lot that's required of you. And so wherever you are in this, if you know you're a healer, if you know you're an intuitive, if you call yourself a psychic, a medium, an energy healer, or if you just know that you have this idea inside of you and this pull inside of you and a calling to help and heal other people, and to come at that with your own life experiences, your own transformational journey, your own spiritual walk, with the philosophies and with the principles that you have put into practice in your own life, this will have meaning for you. Yes, I do train spiritual coaches that come from the intuitive and healing world that are energy healers in all different modalities and processes. I have lots of Reiki masters as clients. I have studied dozens and mastered in and been certified in dozens of modalities. I love energy healing. I'm a psychic and medium. A lot of my clients are, but I also have clients coming from all different realms. And the only difference in them just being a coach and maybe going a traditional route to learn that and to plug into a community is they need spirituality. Their spirituality is important to them, so it's going to be important in the work that they do. And there's this calling aspect. My second book I wrote is called From Calling to Cash, because I got into the business world and built my business first because I had such a strong calling. The 7 habits of the highly intuitive. I'm going to start by sharing these with you. These are really important. These are things I had to really pay attention to and really do in order to build myself to be able to serve all the people that I serve and that I've served over the years, and to maintain my own emotional mastery and my energy management. You want to, whether you ever want to be an energy healer or not, you want to learn how to master your energy, how to work with energy, how to read energy, how to manage energy, and how to move energy. And when I'm working with my clients and students, we're learning all of that as well as the strategies. 7 habits of the highly intuitive. Number 1, spend time in your own energy. I have a meditation that I teach and that I offer to my clients and my students and my community. And it's all about spending time in your own energy. And I was so surprised, and I shouldn't have been, because I realized at some point along the way, I've been an empath my whole life, absorbing everything of everybody else's and not always knowing what's mine and what belongs to other people. But I created this meditation that helps people get clean and clear and just cut out and clean up and detach from all the other people and things that are in their energy that they carry around long enough to sit in their own energy. And there would be people literally crying because it had been so long, if ever, that they had been in their own energy. And I recommend that you spend time in your own energy every day, and that you do some kind of practice or process where you go to sleep at night in your own energy. All those people and things, they can reattach to your energy. You can renegotiate. Just because you cut cords doesn't mean it's forever. But going to sleep in your own energy, sitting in your own energy, sitting with spirit, sitting in the power, meditating, doing energy work with yourself. These are all things that are really important in my life and my work and in my community. And I'm urging and encouraging you as a spiritual coach to consider these and how you can bring them into your life and into your world and into your work. There comes a time when we have to take care of ourselves, and when the biggest asset we bring to a spiritual coaching business is our own journey, our own practices, our own beliefs, our own thoughts, and our unique message from all of that, along with our life experiences. Spend time in your own energy. Number 2, notice what you notice. People are always coming into the intuitive healing world where their gifts are happening spontaneously, but it's a whole different thing when somebody pays you and they show up on the Zoom or the phone call or across the table from you, and you have to be on and serving them in that moment. And a lot of people say, how do I amp up? How do I open my clairaudience? How do I open my clairvoyance? How do I know if I have claircognizance, seeing, hearing, knowing, clairsentience, feeling? And what I had to learn is, first, you have to work with your senses more, and then your super senses. Do you know one of the ways they train clairaudience in an intuitive, in a psychic or a medium or a healer? They have them sit in the quiet and super tune their ears. Do I hear a bird? Is that a car outside? My husband, without realizing it, he can hear a car or motorcycle outside, and he is pretty good at saying what it is. He has attuned his ear to that. So many people, we've had to shut so much out. You have to open back up. So notice what you notice is, what am I noticing right now? What's in the room around me? What do I hear? What do I see? What do I smell? My husband's burning a candle. I wonder what the candle is. What am I thinking right now while I'm doing this? What's running through my mind at the same time I'm focused on this? And you notice what you notice more wherever you are, and you super fine tune your senses, which then leads you to working with your super senses. You start noticing, because energy is very subtle. And you've got to lean in. Notice there's energy and learn to lean into the energy. Then there is information in the energy. And you pull the information from the energy. And to do that, you have to notice what you notice. Subtle energy like, oh, who's around me? There's a woman in spirit here. She feels like a grandmother. She's coming closer. Oh, here's a guide. That feels like my guide. Things like that. Being aware of so you can go into other people's energy. Notice what you notice. Number 3, understand synchronicity and work with it every day. Understand synchronicity and work with it every day. Game-changing, life-changing when I realized everything is feedback. You always get feedback and you get breadcrumbs, and everything is pointing the way where to go next, what to do next. Spirit is there. Divine guidance is there for the asking. Synchronicities are everywhere once you pay attention. Again, mediums will teach people, well, don't you think you come across a lot of dimes that are like in the car and the couch and the street? And people are thinking, yeah, but that just happens all the time, whatever it is. Or white feathers, or the cardinal that comes and sits in the window. And once they're aware these are synchronicities, this is not happening at this rate to everyone all the time. Once you pay attention, you start seeing it more. And in that same way, I now know what books to read in answer to what I'm asking, who to hire, where my next clients are, because I understand and I work with synchronicity. Understand synchronicity and work with it every single day. It will show you everything. Some friends and I were doing an experiment with this, and we're all highly in tune with each other. And we do a lot of energy and spiritual work together, and we follow each other's paths and work with each other's energy and support that. And there was this crazy time where you cannot make this up. Peacocks appearing everywhere in front of all 3 of us. So you can say, oh, peacocks are a trend right now. There are a lot of peacocks everywhere. But we saw the peacocks were bringing us messages. You're right on target. Yes, yes, yes. And we started taking pictures and sending them like, you will not believe this. To the point that I was talking to a friend of mine. This friend had literally not called me in a couple of years. And she called because she felt suddenly thinking about me and wanted to check in on me. And we were talking, and she said, I hope you don't mind. I'm out on a walk. And she had moved to a new area. We used to live near each other. And she's walking, and all of a sudden she goes, I have to show you this. I come here almost every day. This is beautiful. It's the Peacock Park. And she turned her phone, and there is a giant live peacock fanning its tail. You cannot make that up. Then I go into a restaurant and I'm sitting there staring, and all of a sudden I look up and there's a giant peacock on the wall everywhere. And it was always an answer to things we were looking for and asking for. And Spirit was like, yes, yes, yes. So, number 4, practice your craft. One of my key cornerstones in my spiritual coach school and in my private coaching with my clients is practice and master your craft. But what I want you to understand, and I've already talked about it in these days here in one of these videos, because one of the big mistakes people make, and I've addressed different ones all through the 12 days, is, well, I still feel like I need to practice, so I'm not selling yet. But I still practice. It's just I pay for my practice over here with high-level mentors and high-level groups that meet me where I am. And then over here, I am selling what I do. You practice in an environment separate from where you're performing. And some people don't understand that. and they think they need more practice. Listen, I need more practice all the time. There are days my work is great and it is on, and there are days it's not. There are days my confidence gets shook. Thank you for the hearts and loves. And especially when I made that commitment the past few years to really professionally develop my mediumship, I was used to mediumship just coming in spontaneous, like, oh, it showed up in the healing room. Oh, it showed up on the phone call. Oh, I think your dad's here. Okay. But never where I pick up the phone and someone has paid for mediumship. It's a whole different thing. Practicing your craft and dedicating yourself. I have not been without a coach or mentor since 2009. I am always studying my business, my mindset, my money, my energy, my intuition, my gifts, my skills, my abilities. I learn new things all the time that I turn around and bring back to my clients and my students. 5. Become very aware of your own high and low energy states. This is an important one because people ride this roller coaster, and you've got to learn. What it creates is a lot of inconsistent results. Clients come close and back away, and come close and back away, and they're circling, and they say they're going to pay, and then they don't, or they say they're interested, and then you create it, and then they're nowhere to be seen, and a lot of starting and stopping. It's your energetic state. If you're getting a lot of engagement and interaction, and then we used to say when your phone stops ringing, and now it's more online, you got to check your state, your energetic state. Become very aware of your own high and low energy states. Those are the first 5. Spend time in your own energy. Notice what you notice. Understand synchronicity and work with it every day. Practice your craft and become very aware of your own high and low energy states. Now, I have 2 more I'm going to tell you. I want to stop real quick and just tell you, take some moments when you're watching this and go to bethecontribution.com, because I've got a bunch of comprehensive material over there about spiritual coaching that can answer all your questions. There are spiritual coaches talking about it, and there's a button that you can hit at bethecontribution.com. If you want to talk to me, we can get on a phone call. We can talk by messenger. We can talk by email. I'll be able to talk to you pretty soon here. There are people who've been ready and wanting to come into spiritual coach school, and they just need some kind of touch from me. I also do private coaching. I take a handful of people at a time to work with me. You can come to spiritual coach school. You can come to private coaching, or I have an offer for 3 people where you can come to both. And you can work with me privately for 6 months and spiritual coach school. And don't forget to use in the Facebook search bar hashtag 12 days of spiritual coaching and find all the other days. We are at day 12, and the energy has been building because never, I don't think, never, I'm trying to think to make sure, but pretty sure, have I showed up 12 days in a row on Facebook Live. And I've been talking consistently this whole time about spiritual coaching. bethecontribution.com. Number 6. Remember all that about becoming aware of and learning energy management and managing your high and low energy states? If you follow Abraham Teachings, which is Esther Hicks, they have a feeling guidance scale. Also, the book Power versus Source with David Hawkins has a scale, and they show you whatever energy level you are in, whatever energetic state you are in, how low or high you're vibrating, and it affects your manifesting. And it affects your body, it affects your mind, it affects your emotions, and your spirituality. It affects all of it. This is really important. I work with both of these different models, both of these, Power versus Force, David Hawkins and Esther Hicks. Every time her feeling guidance statement chart, every time I Google either one of those, there are tons. They pop up and you can see them and you can get them. They also talk about how the majority of the world, so Power versus Force talks about the majority of the world is living under courage, which is only at a 200 vibration. Under courage, which is anger, despair, depression, anxiety, the majority of the world. And in Esther Hicks, they show you how, depending on where your energetic state is, you're going to get caught in the downward spiral or you're going to get caught in the upward spiral. These are really important. Spend time in high energy environments is next. That means, what am I listening to? What am I reading? What am I pouring into me? Who am I surrounding myself with? I go to events. I belong to groups. I plug into tribes. This is a really good one because my community is a tribe you can plug into. Carolyn Mace said, we evolve at the rate of the tribe we are plugged into. I am a spiritual community builder. I am a community builder. I'm a community connector, and I build strong spiritual community. If you've been in my world, if not, get into my world and make sure we're connected. My spiritual coach school, they are lit up in there, not just because I'm in there, but because they found out about each other. And they're saying, I'm writing a book too. I just started a podcast too. I want to be a healer too. I do this and I do this and I had that too and I had a sobriety journey. They are all in there. You need to plug in. I am never without a mastermind, a tribe, a coach, a mentor. I have a tribe for you. I have a community for you. And I even gather the community every year for a Spirit Workers Retreat. We did it in October this year. Last year we weren't able to do it. We did it the year before, and it is amazing. So, spend time in high energy environments. And number 7, make self-care a priority. Don't be all, yeah, or I give myself a facial, I get a massage, I float in a float tank, whatever those things are. Doing this kind of work, I promise you, I've been doing it full time. I've not had a job since 2006. My business just celebrated its 14th year. Doing this work requires extreme self-care, all of it. So again, you need a profitable and sustainable business to take care of you while you take care of everyone else. And that includes my spiritual retreats, all of my learning, all of my training, all of my travel, and my self-care. Make self-care a priority. You have to. So all of these are compelling to show you this is much more than just saying, I'm selling an hour for $1 a minute, and I'm selling a healing session, I'm selling a reading, I do Reiki, I want to do coaching. It's much more complex, which is why I'm dedicating all of 2022 to my spiritual coach school for you and to helping people build profitable and sustainable spiritual businesses that take care of them while they take care of everyone else. So let me run through one more time. Spend time in your own energy. 1, notice what you notice. 2, understand synchronicity and work with it every day. 3, practice your craft. 4, become very aware of your own high and low energy states. 5, Spend time in high energy environments. 6. Make self-care a priority. 7. Make self-care a priority. 7. 7 habits of the highly intuitive and great spiritual practices for spiritual coaches. This is just a taste of all the things I keep my pulse on when I'm working with my clients and students, intuitively, energetically, and strategically. All of it. Practice and master your craft, the personal and spiritual growth and development work to be, do, and have, who you're being called to be and what you're being called to do, what you're made to do. To move away from what you can do and all the things you're doing when you're in fear or lack or survival or security mode that are not what you are made to do, and then build and grow your spiritual business. I work with my clients intuitively, energetically, and strategically. I bring all my gifts to the table as your coach. Thank you so much for the thumbs up and the hearts and the love. BeTheContribution.com. Find out all about it. Hit the button if you want to talk to me, or just go right now to Facebook and send me a direct message. I can talk to you right now. I'm so excited. Check out all 12 days of spiritual coaching. Comment in the videos below as you watch them. I will continue to answer your questions. Make sure you're connected to me. Facebook.com/Michelle B. Barr. I show up on Facebook every single day. I have a group, Spiritual Business Incubator, and I have another group, Spirit Workers Collective. Join me, plug into my tribe. Join me on this journey this year in spiritual coach school and or private coaching. I really want to talk to you. If you're a spirit worker and you need help and you need support and you need guidance and you need a community, you need a collective, you need collaboration, you need teaching and training, you want healing, you want intuitive guidance, all of it. That's what I'm here to help you with. I'm so happy and grateful now that you have shown up here and found me and we are connected. And now that you have shown up here and are watching any part of this, you can go back as soon as I finish and watch the whole replay to get all 7 habits of the highly intuitive and start considering them and start incorporating them into your life and your business, and reach out to me. I am here for you. This is the year for the spiritual coaches to get out there and serve who they have soul contracts with and live their calling and their purpose. And remember again, I always tell you, Spirit does not call the equipped. Spirit equips the called. And my calling is to equip you in every area, and I do. And I've been doing it over a decade for hundreds of people who are out there being spiritual coaching, doing their highest level work that they are made to do and here to do. And they got a spiritual business that can support and sustain the life they want to live. BeTheContribution.com. Connect with me, reach out to me, send me a private message, and hashtag 12 days of spiritual coaching. One more free resource I have for you is I could talk to you all day long about spiritual coaching and spiritual coaches that I have helped, that have come in my world, that are out there now doing amazing things. And yet, I interviewed the 10 that I certified and trained last year, and every single day, today was the 4th one, so I have 6 more. Once every day you can see an interview that I did with a spiritual coach and see how every one of them is different. Then you can go look them up on Facebook and connect with them and see how they are being spiritual coaches and doing spiritual coaching. I've got all that for you. Stay tuned. Use the hashtag gotobethecontribution.com. Join us in Spiritual Coach School. If you're looking for a private coach, I am ready to talk with you and start working with the 7 habits of the highly intuitive. If you want the whole article, you can go to 7habitsofthehighlyintuitive.com. 7habitsofthehighlyintuitive.com, and for free you can get the whole report where I wrote out about all 7 of the habits of the highly intuitive. This is just some of the pieces that I equip you with in Spiritual Coach School and as my private clients and as my clients and students. I have so much for you. And once you join, you're there, you're in the community, and you're getting all of it. Thank you so much. I'm so excited for all the spiritual coaches who are going to allow me and invite me to be a part of your spiritual journey and spiritual business journey this year. Invite me. I'm here. I'm ready. Thank you.